Alrighty, quick recap while I'm at it. What do we get today? Nothing. Back to consolidation jail we go. Going into the day, I thought maybe we could get some, clean price action off this daily gap. Finally get a continuation of a high time frame move. Nope. Nope. Yeah, basically. Nope. So we had these really nice relative equals, right? We open the week, gap down, basically leave another relative equal in Asia, run into the daily internal with SMT to ES, because ES doesn't run into the daily internal. And then going into New York, like early New York session, we rerun the lows again with SMT to ES on a run of London lows. Looks like we're gonna maybe get some really nice longs, just kind of fizzles out. And then price instead starts heading for AM lows. On the 50-minute chart, same thing shown here. Basically, we run this low here. This is London, and we run it with SMT here in the 1050 macro. And we get actually a long in the 950 macro off this. And then from there we run, some sort of short-term low here. And afterwards we just kind of consolidate and then break down lower and end up running out this early AM low. Then in PM we end up getting a continuation now into lunch lows, which I actually almost was able to profit off of. We had another setup where we had consecutive candle SMT here. Once we had put in this, relative equal to these lows, I was like, okay, chances are we're getting a continuation. Very choppy, as you can see, didn't quite work out. You'll see why, I guess. Technically could have delivered, but break even beforehand. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so we had this 950 long, which that was a very frustrating one. We can get into that, bro. Anyway, then 1050 macro, I was kind of looking for a potential long continuation, but we didn't quite get what I was looking for. 1150 also didn't really get anything setup wise. Same with 1250, and then 150 we actually had that short, as I mentioned. So I'm just quickly gonna make sure this all stays on this chart, and then we can head down to the 1 minute and get into this. So let's first start with this, right? So this is the setup, because this makes it look a lot nicer. So we purge London lows and we have that high time frame SMT. We have this initial kind of breaker setting up here, but we never actually end up closing above it. Instead, we get another like aggressive run of the lows. I really like that. Then we kind of consolidated here. I would have wished we could have cut this consolidation into an instant displacement, but we do end up getting displacement. I set my limit here. Looks like price is just going to run away. We get a big quick retrace, get tapped in, a little bit of consolidation at the breaker, and then price leaves higher. And, it's 10:15. It's looking pretty nice, I'd say, to go towards 2R, right? We have all these nice highs up here. And, don't get me wrong, this was a good setup. And I take it again. And then here, let's see. So this was at 4:16 p.m. my time, which is 10:16 a.m. New York, right? So 1 minute after where we are right now, or the next minute after that, the strait is open and will remain open with or without Iran. We are reinstating the Iranian blockade, so named because it is only stopping Iran's ships or customers, yada yada yada. They're gonna do it. The U.S. is gonna do it. Everyone gets through, but Iran. But as such, and as a matter of fairness, we will be reimbursed at the rate of 20% on all cargo shipped, for any and all costs necessary to do the job of providing safety and security to this very volatile section of the world. The process and information will begin immediately. This guy is like the yapper, bro. Like, he just loves to fucking talk bullshit And when he talks fucking bullshit, this is what happens to your long that's floating. One hard profit, bro. And the most annoying part is, I know this shit would have delivered without the tweet or truth, social post, whatever, because, you know, bar this 1 minute run of the low right when the news hits, we turn right back around and go where we were going. So I know for a fact that had Trump not tweeted, it's not like we would have taken 50 minutes to rerun these lows and then went higher. We would have just went higher. I'm guaranteeing we would have just went higher, at least into these equal highs, which is what we ended up doing, right? But yeah, for me, that's a loss. This is very like infuriating in a way. At the same time, it's very liberating because this loss is not one that makes me question the setup, because the setup was great. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, my model can't account for a Trump tweet happening. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, crazy, right? Going into this 1 minute candle, we were floating 60 points in profit, right? 120 bucks up. And then within like 3 seconds or some shit, I'm pretty sure, we basically go from 60 handles up to 60 handles down and stop hit. Anyway, price choppity chop. 1050, as I mentioned here, doesn't really do much. There was a breaker here. Closed above at 1049 though. Doesn't count. I actually did take this long off this 1 minute gap on the Lucid accounts. Looked like we were almost going to get stopped, and price turned around, but I was like targeting highs up here for like a little bit of juice there, so break evened. But I've had 2 Lucid account trades which all were looking really promising, and then always just got break evened. Anyway, price turns around, runs lower, nothing to do. 1250 macro, nothing quite to do. Price runs. Then this macro comes around 150 macro. We get consecutive candle SMT with ES on this run above this 50-minute short-term low. A nice 1 minute order block. What does this also line up with? Never mind. But the 2 p.m. opens down here, but in my mind I was like, probably it's going to be in here, but that's not really like part of the model technically. And then yeah, we end up getting a short here. I just barely saw this because like I have to submit a term paper today, and like I have an exam on Wednesday. It's Monday right now, so I have like a shit ton to do. Also, this is not quite right. Let's go here with this. Yeah, so anyway, I end up just barely seeing this, right? We close right at the end of the macro, get in there, price muffs around a bit, ends up running the external like I expected. Obviously, since it is the external, break even is a valid thing to do. Slightly up over 1 hour floating at this external as well, so I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go break even. Obviously I could start talking about it in hindsight. The break even was a bad move, and because this does end up hitting where 2R would have been somewhere here. But at the end of the day, bro, this is just what it is, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like the chances that this taps, takes the external, retraces, and then goes lower are so much lower than the chances that if it has tapped everything and then takes the external and we have these low resistance, highs here, that price is just gonna run over the top of it, especially after a long sell-off like we had today, which was not very, like, this sell-off, the whole sell-off today looks like it's just engineered to get fucked. But whatever, man. So break even there. So yeah, quite the annoying day. Break evened, and obviously, like, this liquidity, this low resistance looks like it's ready to get fucked, or is engineered to get fucked. That's what I was today. So yes, the fucking happened by the U.S. president, which is insane. That this kind of manipulation is happening through fucking tweets of the U.S. president, but that's just the world we're living in. I can't wait till that orange fucker is out of office and we don't have a president who moves the market by like 200 points in a minute, like every week, because he needs to tweet some dumb shit, right? Like, it's like, okay, if he did it once in a while, man, be my guest, right? Whatever. This dude does it like every week. Usually I'm not affected by it, but that's pure luck. It's just like I don't happen to be in a trade most of the time. But when you are, obviously there's also always the chance that it delivers TP for you. In that case, hip hip hooray. But today, yeah, unlucky for me. Truly, I think usually unlucky is not really a thing you can be in trading. It's all just probabilities, right? So in the long term, like short-term luck doesn't really matter because in the long term it would even out. But with this, we're like, yeah, this is not part of the probabilities. I think like if we were talking like true finish of a trade or like true outcome of a trade, this would be a win, right? Like this would have delivered had there been no president tweeting some shit about a war, essentially. But this might be cope. I mean, I don't really care that much, right? Down 1R to start the week, but like at the same time, executed a good trade here, stuck to my rules, executed a good trade here, stuck to my rules. Did it happen to basically go against me in both cases today? Yeah. But, that's not like, I'm not out here crashing out after getting, stopped out by some stupid shit or going break even and getting break even and getting really pissed and starting to fucking full port my shit. Like, we're chill. Yeah. I'm in it for the long run, not to fucking get a quick payout and dip. So, yeah, I think these good habits that we're building are more important than short run, president tweets fucking me. And with that mindset, I think we can be set to, or I can be set, for a long, successful trading career. That's what I hope. So far there has been some success. I would love to have some more, and I will. We just need, basically, time is all we need, because we need executions, right? We need setups in order to, increase the balance on my accounts. I just need setups, letting the probabilities play out over time. Those setups will amount to a increasing equity curve. Simple. So yeah, no crash outs, no nothing. Just sticking to the rules, trading what's there, trading the model, and executing it as it should be executed. A little bit of free balling on the Lucid evals at the moment, because I feel like just trading them with my TopStep accounts, it's such a stressful trade entry process that, yeah, I'm better off not doing that. Maybe if I start getting into the flow of like winning weeks back to back or some shit with the model, and it looks like the market might be clearing up also. Don't forget the market conditions. I might go back to trading both, especially like now that bar like a few days in the next months where I actually have exams. I have no university obligations to be somewhere, right before market opens and then have to trade off my laptop just in uni or whatever. And I'll actually be able to be at home and kind of set up my sessions in a way where I'm like, fully locked in going in. Maybe that also makes it better. Anyway, just a little bit of yapping, and yeah.